there's criticism over looking at the 2020 election. For me, it's not about the 2020 election solely. It is about everything from 2020 before and forward. Because clearly, with the cases that we hear, things are not okay. Things are not okay in Fulton County. And so, yes, I agree. I was relieved when the action was taken because clearly our subpoena was being disregarded. It was being fought in court, and there was no resolution. So, what do you do when a county won't comply with a process? When we as a state election board are charged with certain duties by our legislature?
I would like to motion to ratify the sending of the spoliation letters to Shay Alexander and Fulton County VRE and Nadine Williams for the retention of the documents if and when they're returned from the FBI.
Is that a motion?
That is the motion.
Dr. Johnson made a motion to ratify the sending of the expoliation letters to Shay Alexander and Fulton County.
Fulton County.
Is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposition? Hearing no opposition, so moved by vote 3-0.
Are you going to vote?
No, the chair's not voting.
Okay, I just noticed you voted a couple times, several times yesterday, and actually made a couple of motions
Well, I
on
voted.
things, but you don't want to vote on this. I just want to make sure it's kind of an important measure.
Well, I voted when a quorum was needed or when there was a case that I felt was so outrageous that it deserved significance. Typically, this chair does not vote. You know that. I rarely ever vote on anything unless I specifically want to make a point on a particular case or if it's required because I don't have a quorum available. So that's been my policy, long-standing policy. So
Right, but so you said unless, typically you don't vote unless there's something outrageous. So you don't feel this is outrageous one way or the other in regards to if the documents come back, when they come back, whether or not this committee should pursue.
the majority of the board has spoken on this. So there's no reason for me to vote on this. I have not opposed it. I have done as I've always done, which is stay silent on almost every issue that comes before this board.
So there you saw the motion to retain the records, and you also saw that the chairman did not.
With that, and the reason I'll take issue with that is because I spoke with. We've only had two executive directors. I'm one. We had one before me. In researching the Rossi Montla case, the former executive director shared with me that he went into the Secretary of State's office during that time period. You then turned to him and you said to him, "You can't come in here." He said, "What do you mean I can't come in here? You can't come in here." Into the Secretary of State's office, your executive director. You then went into the office, according to his testimony. When you came out of the office, you said to him, "We're not going to investigate Raffensperger, and we're not going to investigate Fulton County, and we're not going to deal with the 2020 elections anymore." That executive director then said to you, but Mr. Chairman, you have a committee. I'm telling you, we're not going to do it. Now, that's his testimony to me. So don't tell me that you did not obstruct. That is obstruction. When you tell your executive director that he cannot come into another government agency. Now, what this board decides to do is the will of the board. But you don't have a right to say that. Now, you have a right to choose as chairman whether you want to vote on any measure. But, Mr. Chairman, I think you were entirely wrong to tell that executive director he couldn't come in. What was being discussed so important that your executive director could not follow you into the Secretary of State's office and talk?
Well, your allegations are false. Okay? Your allegations are false to begin with. I told him that I did not want him attending that because I wanted to know what I was getting myself into. This was the very beginning of my tenure as chairman here, and I wanted to have a private conversation with the representative of the Secretary of State's office to find exactly what I was getting myself into, and I took over this because after I took over, I heard multitudes of negative comments about me being associated with this board. Okay, I want to find out what I was getting into from their standpoint, and that was the sole conversation that took place. That'll be confirmed by Ms. McGowan, who's a part of that conversation. What you stated happened afterwards did not happen, and you won't find anybody that'll confirm that happened because nobody heard that happen. It did not happen. I did not tell him that. I deny it, and I don't care what you say. Smile all you want to, but it did not happen.
Are you researching dental?
There's always two sides to every story. We have to take to it what you're saying today. I also would say that the former executive director, Mike Cohen, I do not believe for 1 second that he lied to me. And I believe he probably has recorded testimony somewhere that will probably stand behind it.
We're going to get in